Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag.
What is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of SportsBites. SportsBites, we are your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds, sports and snacks. I'm your host, Randall Horn. Along with us tonight, to my right, my beautiful wife, Rachel. What's going on, babe?
Hey, everybody.
Good to have you sitting beside me. You're usually up there because you know your other husband's not here.
A new spot.
Yeah. When I figured Don Stroh, my brother, across the table over there, he's moved around a little bit on this table, so I figured he was comfortable to jump all over the place.
Regular spot.
I heard he gets around.
Oh, does he get around? And of course, across the table, you know him, you love him, the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Mike on the mic. Brent Turner, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, dude?
Not much. Man, this is like that. Like, y'all ever feel like when we have that week off, like it feels like we're gone for a month and a half, and then we come back? I feel like that every time. We took a week off, and I feel like
I forgot that we had taken last week off. Yeah, I forgot that we took last week off, to be honest.
well,
Got a bit of
craziness. Yeah.
All kinds of different.
Life happens, man. Life happens. Well, we want to let everybody know, as we always do, that we are coming to you tonight live from beautiful Varsity Park Studios at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative storage and business center. Check them out on Facebook or at varsityparkfranklin.com. Also want to throw our big shout out to our man behind the scenes, Josh Richards, DJ J Rich, keeping us going from behind the scenes, going remote, rocking and rolling, producing this thing, pushing sports bites out there for the masses. Thank you, Josh. We appreciate everything you do, buddy.
your boys on. What's up, man? Clocking in early.
we also want to thank all of you fans out there. Thank you all so much for being a part of the Sports Bites family. Thank you for going on this ride with us, for grabbing that ticket and jumping on the train with us. This has been a lot of fun, and we do it for you guys out there. Remember, keep clicking those like buttons, keep commenting on these. We hope we see a lot of y'all in here getting that good engagement going with us. And don't forget to hit that share button. Boom, boom, boom. Share. Get it out to your people. Get the name out there. Help us grow. When we grow, it benefits everybody, because the more we grow, the more we give.
Okay.
But never mind.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just wondering what we were going to give.
Well, I'll tell you, the last jersey giveaway was a big hit.
It was. And is that maybe what the next giveaway will be?
Oh, I'm sure there will be some jerseys sprinkled in on the next giveaway for sure.
19 more to 200. I got one more this last week. We're
Slowly but surely.
Hey,
I wonder who that subscriber could be, babe.
You don't need to talk.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Anyways, every time I've gone to Shout Bout's performance, next one's April 19th at Coffee Pot, I got at least one sub.
Do you know what time that one is?
That's at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock at
That's
Coffee
a
Pot?
good day for us.
Yeah.
I was just thinking.
April
man,
19th?
Yeah.
That's the day before
Friday.
Easter.
Yeah.
Saturday. It might be Saturday.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah.
But yeah, we've got
Friday or
baseball.
Saturday.
We've got to set up at church. We've got all kinds of stuff.
We're talking baseball.
What are you guys doing? Lacrosse?
I might be going.
Nothing.
I may or may not be going to that, but
Okay.
All right. Word.
Well, we'll check it out.
Well, again, as Don was saying, April 19th, 8 o'clock, Coffee Pot. Our boy Chout Bout. Hashtag Bow Got Jokes. Check him out. Funny dude, always a good time. I'm the lucky one. I get to see Charles every day. I get to see Chow hang out with him a little bit every single day.
He always shows us love.
Man, much love. Even when we're not on the pod, when he just comes up, we're talking at work, man. He's always like, man, pushing the pod, helping us out. So from the bottom of our hearts, Chow, we love you, bro. Thank you so much for everything.
Yes, sir.
Well, 6 in here already. Yeah, you're right. Jake clocked in early. He's ready to rock and roll, baby.
You got these crazy quotes, man. You got to read these.
Send a jersey to someone in Jersey, man. All we need is a subscriber from Jersey, and it's a possibility. Saying.
Send it to your friends and family, folks.
Yep. Hit that button. We got a little ways to go to get there. But
Mark's from Jersey. He has some family up there.
well,
What do we got, Doc?
I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm excited.
You usually
I'm
give me a
excited.
little
Well, you giving me the, you were giving me the look.
I'm not giving you the look.
No, that you were like,
Yeah, like, okay, you're on now.
You're on.
The floor
Hot
is yours, Dr. Mike.
all right, Dr. Mike, our director of snack content. What do you got for us
Okay, I got
tonight?
a few things. I got a few different things. I got a 2 savory, 1 sweet. What do you want to start with?
Bag and box.
I want a sandwich. Well,
Sandwich.
no.
I got no bread.
Okay, we'll do the sweet last.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to do the sweet in the middle, but we'll do it
All right.
last.
Now we'll start with these. These are Chester's fries.
Okay.
Kind of like Andy Cap's fries, same type of deal.
Barbecue.
New Carolina style barbecue flavored. So I am not
Barbecue.
Carolina style barbecue. Is what it
Anything
says.
barbecue.
Which?
So I am not familiar with Chester's fry game. I've been strictly an Andy Cap's guy.
Yeah.
For as long as I can remember. I've never even had. So they had like the regular flavors, I guess. But then this one was new. I'm a sucker for anything that says new. All 3 of these are new.
New.
So I figured we could try these out. Now I will try to remain as impartial as I can.
That's tough too.
I am a director, 'cause an
Andy Cap is the
An
man.
Andy Cap ranch fry or Andy Cap hot fry.
All right.
It's pretty good.
When we did the hot
Yeah,
fries,
yeah.
you wouldn't think just such a classic thing. Like doing Andy Cap's hot fries is like doing a Dorito.
Telling you anything
I
barbecue.
will say these look more like a French
Smell
fry
like barbecue.
than an Andy
Yeah.
Cap's fry.
Yeah, they're thick.
It smells like barbecue though. Holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah, they got the barbecue.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's give them a try.
All right, here we go.
Anything barbecue.
Got some tang to it.
Holy.
Well,
That's different.
honestly,
So these are Carolina.
Sweet, tangy Carolina style, but
Okay,
Oh my goodness.
I get it now. For a Carolina, I get it.
South Carolina.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah, that's South Carolina for sure.
Holy.
That's your honey mustard and barbecue.
Yeah, that's what I'm tasting.
am I crazy or is
Is
it
that
like
more mustardy for me?
I just can't do mustard.
I wanted to hate
I
them at
love
first because
barbecue.
they tasted like ketchup to me at
Yeah.
first. Like it was very tomatoey
Get the
barbecue.
Yeah.
tang from the vinegar.
And then at the ending, it's the barbecue.
Don't
tang.
do that. I can't do ketchup or mustard.
I
man.
don't like.
If you're each
I don't like
can't
No
do-
ketchup, mustard?
No ketchup or mustard.
No, I don't. I like mustard, but I don't
Nobody
like.
gets that one. Just us.
We're the only people that saw that video online.
I
all of
didn't
your
see.
stuff?
I didn't see ketchup mustard. Sorry.
It was like this, I don't know, this old crack.
I am.
I'm boggled.
I'm perplexed by this snack.
Let's, yeah, keep it
I will revisit. I will
Yeah.
Really
revisit.
getting that mustard flavor. I love barbecue
Okay.
too. It just ruined my barbecue.
All right.
Taste
Well, this next one struck me because I do like. Everybody loves a good Cheez-It, right?
Yeah.
These are Cheez-It duos. So this is like they make 2 flavors, put them in the same box. Pesto and mozzarella.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Cheese and Italian pasta. I can dig it.
Okay, so if there's very few things in the world you can trust, one of those things is the good people at Cheez-It to make good flavors.
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't had a bad Cheez-It. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think the mozzarella makes me leery.
Oh,
But
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I think the pesto and
okay. Grab you a little handful of these. Cheez-It duos.
Honey mustard and barbecue. Do you double dip?
Pesto.
Would you
Honey-
dip your chicken? Dip
Okay,
your
yeah.
chicken?
No, I double dip my chicken all the time. Like if I got multiple
dip.
sauce cups, I'm
Well, I
good.
do in like barbecue and blue cheese,
I
or
can't-
buffalo
can't do any
and
mustard.
blue cheese.
Okay.
Like not two sauces, one sauce and one dressing.
Yeah, fuck
Here we go. Let's see what we got. 'Cause I think I got pretty much all mozzarella. Maybe.
Okay.
You're opening up that.
Whoa. The pesto is.
Wow.
That is.
That's
different.
pesto.
Oh, you just went all at once. All right. Fuck it. Here we go.
You know,
And mix and match.
I thought it would be lacking, but it's better, very pesto-y and very garlicky.
All right.
The mozzarella, so I'm trying them separate. Mozzarella is like very buttery. Like,
That's a good. That's a good duo.
It's a good little combo right there.
oh, together, that's money.
Good people that cheese it.
That's like you're getting a little bit of pesto
Damn.
and cheese.
Yeah, I honestly thought I was gonna hate them, but you know, for the
That's
pot, I was
solid.
trying. But
Remember those.
I will.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging that.
okay.
Damn.
So, last one we got here:
Yeah, bring them on.
new Sweet Tarts Gummy Halos.
I like everything about it.
I do too.
said
Tart
Sweet
and
Tarts Gummy
chewy,
Halos.
soft and
Yeah.
fluffy.
Tart, halo,
We've got-
sweet.
A blue punch and a strawberries and cream.
All right, he's
Uh-oh.
rocking it today. Might be getting some good.
Oh, okay.
Smell like. It's octopus.
No, I get hit
Holy.
with the cream
Ooh.
of the strawberries and cream right away.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
I'm not feeling very strawberry and creamy today.
not feeling confident about this one.
Not with the smell. Similar to the IHOP.
Oh yeah, that's
Tutti
definitely
Frutti.
what I'm catching right there. Is
IHOP Tutti Frutti. That's what I'm imagining.
Okay.
It smells delicious. You guys are crazy.
all right.
Cheers.
I don't know.
Here we go.
Ooh, I don't know.
We can just keep those right here.
Bad? Is it bad?
No.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. That tasted about how it smelled.
Delicious.
Now, are they both flavors in one, or are they two separate rings?
I think it's 2 in 1. Yep.
Yeah, 2 in 1.
That's too much for me. Holy crap.
The blue raspberry part is banging.
Yeah, whatever I just got was bad. It tastes great.
The strawberries and cream.
Well, no, it's
Might be I got all strawberry
minute.
cream.
Like, because it looks like a life raft, and there's like 2 parts that are blue and 2 parts that are pink.
yeah.
All rolled into one. Yeah.
I do like the gummy.
I feel like there's an Oxford comma missing. Like it's blue punch,
Big O.
strawberries, and cream. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because of good.
but
Oh,
I don't know.
I
Whatever.
really wanted to really like those because Sweet Tarts, you know, they've kind of stepped up their game because as long as I can remember, Sweet Tarts were just those little chalky Sweet Tarts, which were fine.
Yeah. How many times you eat sweet tarts and your tongue
Have you
raw
ever had-
as shit
have
by
you
the
ever had
end
the
of
Sweet
it?
Tarts rope? Have you had
Yes.
that? It's amazing. I love
Yeah.
the Sweet Tarts rope. Those are kind of a miss for me.
They're no for you, dog.
That's gotta be it. I'm gonna Randy Jackson these things. No for me, dog.
Okay. All right.
Pride.
Very different from my palate. I'll say that. Yeah, like
you
they-
know.
I was up and down.
So sometimes new isn't always good, but it can be very interesting.
Yes. Yes. I would say now these right here. I'm like, we're buying a box of these when we leave here tonight.
Yeah.
This right here is cash money.
I don't know.
What is happening?
That thing is super duper sugary. I can't do it.
This is like Bizarro World or something today.
Our world.
Why?
How so?
I'm just shocked that you like those with the pesto.
No.
You don't like pesto?
I mean, I'll eat pesto. I'm just not a huge fan of it. That chicken I made the other night was a couple weeks ago was basically pesto.
The what?
The chicken pasta that I made. That was basically pesto.
You had basil and pine nuts and Parmesan cheese.
No pine nuts, but
Okay.
everything else with Italian seasoning and
Well, good people cheese it, doing it right.
I'm
Those
thinking
are solid.
Yeah, James, there is a Sweet Tarts rope, and it is good. It is very good. Get the fruit punch flavor.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, we'll review these.
I just thought of something.
What are you thinking of?
We need to holler at Rob.
Yeah.
Freeze dried sweet tart rope.
Rob.
Big Daddy.
As long as they won't explode,
Daddy
but I'm not the freeze dryer, I'm not the freeze dryer guy.
Big Dad munch him.
Cut them up into little pieces. Like boom, boom, boom. That could be good.
Could be good.
I'm saying.
Could suck.
It could. I feel like there's very, very few things that the freeze dry goes downhill instead of uphill. So, well,
Solid.
I'm digging them. I'm going to let those flavors marinate while we
Up and
go
down,
through
up
some
and down, up and down.
sports. So there's been a couple weeks, couple big happenings,
A little bit.
couple really big happenings in the last couple weeks. Obviously, no surprise. We've worked our way through the NCAA men's tournament. Final four. I think the Final Four was, what they say, the first time in however many years that it was all 2008, all number ones in the Final Four.
17 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and girlfriends across the world, across the United States, were like, yeah, I told you I know how to pick the bracket because they pick all the number ones.
Thank
Bro,
you.
That's why I was so pissed with you. I was like,
I know.
I picked the winner, but my bracket was so bad.
Yeah, and then
I'm not picking all number one.
and their boyfriend's bracket is
You know?
full of dog shit.
Busted.
Dudes never pick all one.
Yeah,
Still lost even though I picked Florida. Like,
Yeah, Mark won.
yeah, I know. It's insane.
Well, I want to go over a couple of the games. Well, I want to go over the Final Fours before we get to this championship, because the Final Four, I had watched here and there. I've watched some games throughout the whole tournament. Obviously, you're not going to sit and watch every single game. It's just not going to happen. Not from the very beginning. You'll watch
Right.
more than me, but
Try to, but no, you can't.
Yeah.
There's no way possible.
yeah, even if you're watching on like YouTube TV where you have 4 games all at once, you're still going to miss something that's going to happen in there. So, so when the Final Four started was where I started. I watched both Final Fours and the championship beginning to end. And I will say that those 3 games were 3 of the best overall sports games that I've ever watched. Yeah. They were
That was incredible.
epic.
I think they made up for, because a lot of people are saying, like, the tournament itself up until the Final Four was kind of
Flat.
flat. Yeah,
Yep.
like there was a few good games, but I think people want to see Cinderellas.
They want them upsets.
But for me, I don't mind it because unless they're just been anointed by God,
Right.
these teams are not going to win the championship. So to see all the 4 best teams make it to the Final Four, that's, as a basketball purist, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
These were the 4 best teams. No George Masons, none of that. All chalk.
Yeah, that was
and
truly
that's why you got the 3 really good games.
Yeah.
So
So I got to ask real quick, not to get off the subject, but what is the last big Cinderella you remember? Last big Cinderella to make it. We'll say last Cinderella to make it to the championship.
Well, I think it had to be
To the championship?
UConn
Yeah.
when Kimball Walker, they were an 8 seed, and they won their whole conference tournament 5 games in a row. And
So-
then they won the whole.
they were an average team, but that brand of
That was
is out there.
But that was not a team that they were expecting to win.
But if you go
That
back to
was a
like
Cinderella.
George Mason, back in the day,
Yeah.
they made it to the Final Four.
Yeah, they made it, but they
We
didn't
said it
win
on one of the last episodes. The that Butler run,
You see,
Yeah.
they were at
that
18 though. Too.
and that to me that was one of the best Cinderella stories I'd
2
seen.
years in a row.
But think about this.
Oh, yeah.
How long ago was that?
Robertson said the FAU was in the championship game.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
And those are exciting years.
Or is it? I think they
Did FAU make it to all the way?
Elite 8, maybe.
I thought they made it to the Final Four.
They were in the Final.
I don't think they went to the championship.
They definitely in the Final Four.
Yeah, they-
championship, but
It might have been. I
I
wasn't
remember
watching
San
it.
Diego State was in the same one, right?
Yeah.
The Final Four was just wonky. People were like, and I think FAU and San Diego State both got blown out.
Yeah, and that's like
I don't remember though.
the Cinderella story is awesome, but it's also, in a way, it kind of sucks because that opportunity is there every step of the way. When they get to the big games, yeah, they've played some decent teams to get where they're at, but then they go up against a 1 seed that's been dominating, and that opportunity for them to lose by 30 points is going to be there. makes it more exciting when they win.
Well, and that's what we got this weekend was all the good games.
Exactly.
Started, what was the first one? Florida and Auburn.
And I'm going to tell you now, that was like, to me, Florida was a great team, but that was David and Goliath. Everybody had talked about how strong Auburn was all season. SEC was the dominant conference, and Auburn slaughtered the SEC.
Florida had beaten Auburn, though, bad.
Yeah, they had, but Florida, they were, like I said, they were up there, but they weren't quite on that same level. And I'm going to tell, like, that game, that was the first time through the whole tournament where I was like, we're FSU fans, man. I don't like to give Florida any kind of credit. That was the first game where I was sitting there watching, and I was like, dude, they've got a squad. I was like, Walter Clayton, that dude is an absolute freak.
Yeah.
6'3", crosses 3 dudes that are probably 6'7" and above, crosses all 3 of them up, lays it in and one multiple times throughout every game. It's like his strength.
That guy probably had the best March and April out of any college basketball player because a couple years ago, I think he was playing at Iona.
Yeah.
And now he's probably going to be a first-round pick in the NBA.
Absolutely.
So it's like that kid's having a great couple of months.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I think if I'm not mistaken, he averaged almost 20 points through the whole tournament. That's pretty damn good, man.
It was higher than that, but it was pretty high.
I think it was averaging 20, but his free throw percentage was almost 90 through the tournament. I mean, those are numbers you need for a championship squad.
Yeah.
And he led those guys. And the thing was, he was the leader on the team, but there was so many guys like, dude, Richard, is it Richard or Richard? Richard. I think it's Richard. They kept saying Richard.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, that dude, the beginning of that game, draining buckets, threes over and over and over.
The Auburn game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning of Auburn game, but big time in the championship. But I'm like, that dude, all over the place. They had great defense. They had players who were aggressive but knew when to keep their cool. They had a squad. Auburn fought, though. I mean, dude, Auburn, they had it on them.
You're doing for a Florida State fan.
I know.
You're doing a great job glazing the Florida team.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, believe me. I'm like,
I would never. I would never.
Real quick,
game recognized game.
Florida, I've been a fan all year. I've been watching them from the very first game of the year. They've dominated. If there was a team to beat Auburn in the tournament, it was going to be them. They took the SEC. They dominated Auburn and a lot of other teams this year, but their run was the most impressive to me because after that 16 seed game, they faced the former 2-time champions, UConn. That was one of the best games of the tournament at that point.
Yeah.
Florida. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Then they faced a Texas Tech team, which a lot of people, including me, Rachel, a lot of people thought was going to go all the way. They dominated them. They could probably coast to the championship. Came back in that game. Then a tough Auburn game. Then a tough game at the end. So it's like they had the toughest run. They faced 4 perennial championship teams to get there in every single game that came back.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was going to say. They had a tough road.
It was just insane to watch how much they grinded at the end of those games. Like, they probably shouldn't have won. The other team just gave them a little bit here and there, and they took advantage of it.
And we're going to go back to them grinding because when we talk about the championship game, that's going to be something big that I want to talk about. But let's talk about Duke. Let's talk about Duke Houston. I think that the majority of people I know, whether they're fans or not, everyone had Duke.
Yeah,
everyone slept on Houston. Everyone had Duke. I had Duke. I've been saying since the beginning. I was like, Duke, Florida in the championship. Too close to call. I can't give you a score because it's going to be close.
It's just so hard to judge because the teams were so close in talent and the teams were so good that like you couldn't say, this is definitely going to win. You couldn't say that. This year. The 4 teams were so good, so evenly matched. Like nobody could guess. Like I guess Florida because I liked them all year and I watched how talented they were. They could have lost. Houston was up the whole game except for the last 2 minutes. So any team could have won, in my opinion, out of those 4 number 1 seeds. Like they all deserved it. It was just all who played the best game at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the end of the game, you have to.
That's any sport. Football,
Duke,
baseball.
You got to make buckets at the end of the game, and that's why you lost because they didn't.
Houston too, man. They had the game controlled the entire way.
Oh,
the
dude.
team that they shouldn't have been controlling, and
Is Houston an SEC team also?
No,
Big 12.
Big 12.
Oh, I wasn't sure
Yep.
if it
They
was
shifted
different.
last year.
You know, but as far as Duke and Houston went, I mean, Duke controlled the game and they let it slip away, couldn't make buckets. And hearing Duke fans complain about a bad foul call,
Oh.
that's the last
Yeah,
fan base
they
I need.
did complain
You
about
guys
They
get
gave that
all
game
the
away.
calls.
Yeah.
And so,
Down
you know,
6,
now,
30 seconds.
was it a bad call? Maybe. But I'll never cry, shed a tear for Duke.
I'm going to tell you
be like-
now, I saw many bad calls through the whole thing, not
So,
just on
a
one
little
team.
over the
They-
back call, but yeah, that was a very consequential call. But it wouldn't have mattered if you guys make your buckets. You know, so it's
Up 6,
and
30 seconds left.
I was
Got to win the game.
and I was
Yeah.
very keenly aware of how poorly they were shooting because I had a Duke over 70.5 points, and it was about 3 minutes left. And they were sitting at 64. I look at Robert. I was like, "They're not going to get it," and he goes,
Oh, they could have
"He goes like, dude, they're going to get it. There's going to be some free throws at the end. They'll definitely get
Yeah.
it."
They should have.
They didn't score again until like it made 6 days. Scored two more points.
2 more points, yeah.
Oh my god! And that was so. I just watched that just vaporize right in front of me. That was fun.
My thing with the Duke game was this: Cooper Flagg is going to be the number 1 pick.
No
He
doubt.
Is. He is. There's no question. The dude is an all-star.
I know he's returning next year, right?
No, I
There's
just looked
no
it up
way.
today. I just looked it up. They said the amount of money he will lose if he comes back to Duke, and he's already said, his coach has already said, everyone said he's going to go. He's going to be the number 1 overall pick.
If
I
were the
just
Duke's
read it
coach, I
before we
would tell
got
him to
here.
go. Be like, don't come.
Yeah.
Because if he goes back to Duke and gets there's a technically a non-zero chance, but there's almost no chance that he would ever go back to Duke.
Don't get me wrong. I think
just
he's the
heard-
type of player who normally would, but in this case, he stands to lose way too much if he goes back. The door is so open for anything to happen. Like, don't get me wrong, you want a national title, you do, and he is a team player. But
That's why he reclassified so he could get his first year of college done sooner, so he could get to the NBA sooner.
yeah. But this was my thing. I've
You
enjoyed
might stay, but it might be a false.
I've enjoyed watching Cooper Flagg, but I will say this: losing to Houston, 8 for 19 shooting. He shot 42% in that game.
He was the best player on the court.
I mean,
He was the best defender on the court.
but when it,
Yeah, the most points
but he
in
got the
the
last
game.
shot and he couldn't make the shot. He hit it off
He was
really
8
iron.
for 8 at the free throw line, which helps. But at 42% shooting, if you're the guy that your whole team is going to lean on, and they did, they leaned on him. They basically leaned on him the whole tournament, but no more than they did in the Houston game. And when it was crunch time, when it really counted, that little bit, like, I mean, dude, if he's shooting 55%, that's a huge difference.
His team sucked that game.
They didn't do
Yeah,
him any
20-some
favors.
points. They had
And when
60-some points
when the
total.
momentum started changing, you could see his teammates. Flagg kept his composure. The rest of his team, you could see them scrambling, like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I think one of the takeaways I got from it was, you got to realize that Cooper Flagg's technically supposed to still in high school, right? And
Yeah,
they
he's
were
17.
and this is because Houston is so good defensively. They were having Cooper Flagg bring the ball up, right? Which I thought was a mistake. You don't want him to. You need him moving off the ball,
Yeah.
getting open, and they were having him bring it up, and it had worked, but Houston was too good defensively. They harassed this kid, and he's a
dude.
kid,
Right.
and so you got. Seniors on Houston who've been playing in this very defensive heavy system, and they disrupted him, made him uncomfortable. That's why he shot poorly, and they could not get the offense going. So they went to from Proctor moving the ball up to him moving the ball up to try to get the offense moving, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So Houston, credit to them. And their defense was, and you saw it again last night. Their defense is locked down.
Oh yeah, they wear you down. Like they just beat you and beat you and beat you
But
until
their guys shoot threes. Not Fryer, Cryer.
yeah, Crier.
Yeah, him and the other guy. If we're gonna move into the championship game, that's how they get their defense and threes. Mm-hmm. And they couldn't get it going.
And
They couldn't get it going last night, especially at the end of the game. They had 4 turnovers to end the game. Couldn't even get a
Yeah.
shot up. And I had never seen that rule. I didn't know about this rule until the last second because I saw the guy block for Florida. He blocked the potential game-winning shot, but it landed on the floor. And I thought the guy from Houston could pick it up, and he couldn't. He was just standing there looking at the ball.
Yeah, well, he tried to clear the ball.
Yeah, I was like, what is he doing?
It would have been a
turnover.
turnover. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just the whole end sequence of that game. I had never seen anything like that. But the guys, the ball's just rolling around the floor, and he's shooing people away from it.
Yeah,
like it's a crime scene.
Yeah. Well, and that like you figure what a 1.72 seconds, something like that, when the ball gets blocked. You figure your entire championship, basically your entire college career, is on the line in that 2 seconds. And you got to think 4 different things within 2 seconds and figure out what you got to do the moment you got blocked. And you weren't really expected to get blocked. So I get it. Like that's a high pressure moment.
Thing, but
yeah,
I just had never seen that happen in like. Usually when it gets blocked, it makes it's way towards the basket, but it just went straight down.
Yeah, and that was like the block came out of nowhere. I mean, that was a beautiful block. Like
he didn't close out on that. He was getting a clean look.
Oh yeah, and that was the thing.
Clayton closed out on that.
Houston shot some of the deepest threes I've ever seen a team shoot in big game situations. And it wasn't like they hit you for 3, hit you for 3, hit you for 3, and then they were like, oh, I'm going to shoot one from 2 foot outside of Pro 3. Dude, they were shooting from like the logo and shit.
They're not good offensively, and teams are happy to let you shoot 35 footers if you want to.
Right.
Go for it. I'll take my
They'll just
chances.
take the rebounds.
Yeah, and they did that. They showed that they were doing that a lot. They shoot deep and they rush the basket and they go for those offensive rebounds. And I will say Houston was tearing Florida up on the offensive rebs last night. That I was very impressed at how well they do that. And I think that goes to it. They know that they have great shooters, but maybe not the best elite shooters. But they have an offense that when you shoot, you know your team is going after it in case you don't make it. And that's what, I mean, dude, many times I was just sitting there watching like, dude, Florida's giving this game away. They're letting them just run up and get the ball.
But, yeah, man, I had money on Florida. They didn't cover the first half, so the bet lost. But
Whatever.
I was also in the heart of
the
kind of
game.
rooting for Houston because I like Kellen Sampson. I like their coach, and just to see a non-blue blood win would have been cool.
Yeah.
And especially since I think they were in the Final Four last year. So they're a really good team, and that window might be closing for them. And it looks like the one in Florida is just opening.
Yeah, they got.
They got that coach. That guy was coaching at San Francisco University, the Dons. That's their. He was coaching there too. The Dons, yeah,
The Dons.
yeah, the Dons, and they were coaching there. He was coaching there 2 years ago, and hadn't won a tournament game. The Florida coach, the Florida AD, was like, "You're the guy," and then they picked the guy Clayton up out of the portal, and
Yeah.
they got a natty. So somebody in the Florida basketball department is pushing all the right buttons.
Right. Well, I do got to say, epic game. Florida losing by 12 second half. And it wasn't just the fact that they were losing by 12. It was that Houston, you could tell they had every bit of momentum. That you could see all the Florida fans out there just like this. And I mean, it's different when it's 3 minutes left in the game and it's close and your fans are like this. When you're just beginning the second half and your fans are silent and they're just watching like this, like they know something's wrong. They know this is not going in the right direction. I think they were up They were up. They got fouled and they missed one. It was they had an 11-point lead at that point, and then Florida goes on an 8-0 run. And I'm like, you could hear it on the TV. You could hear the stadium. Like they made that first bucket, got kind of loud. Made the second bucket, got kind of loud. Drained a 3, and it erupted in there. And I was like, dude. The Florida fans, I will say, they went hard in that game. They brought it when they got back in, but they were damn sure quiet when it was looking grim.
James, I only lost $20 on that bet, so it's okay. That's how much money I lost. I think Robert's talking.
I think he's talking about Florida's coach.
Todd Golden.
Yeah. Maybe it's his tall, slender build that makes him look like a douche.
He does
Robert.
give off he gives off I don't know, like Cliff Kingsbury vibes.
Why? Because of his hair?
I think it's like the hair and the shade. Yeah, just kind of
No,
like.
he looks like he's kind of got like a Nosferatu kind of look about him. Like he's just got these long arms kind of sunken in face.
Stop.
But I didn't say. But I think it's the hair. It's the hair that
the
does
hair.
it for me.
Makes
It's
it look
very.
douchey.
It's gelled. I think it's got Jim
yeah.
Wilson, man. I spent some early 2000s high school time.
Please
in
talk to me
Spring.
about hair.
I had plenty of gelled hair. Saw friends with gelled hair, so I know. But it's been 23 years.
That was the look, bro.
Yeah, it was the look. You had a puka shell necklace and your Abercrombie fish
Right.
shirt, and you were it on a stick. That was 23 years ago. You need to let it go, brother.
Yes, yes, you do. Puka shells are bad.
Somebody out there is keeping LA looks in.
Oh, we have a bottle of that.
You have a bottle of LA looks? No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
And I remember this is totally off
I
topic.
don't know how long it's been
But
under
the
our
hair
bathroom.
gel companies got into. I think they got into competition to see who could make the biggest bottle of hair gel.
Right, right,
Because
of
you remember
course.
it's like 50% free. It's like I'll never use all this hair gel. No wonder kids were using so much because they fill their hand up like this.
Yeah, you like kids come to school and their hair is like, and it's not moving like 50-mile-an-hour winds. That shit is not budging at
Oh
all.
no! And so at the end, like this is another pro tip from back in the day. When your hair would get crunchy, like because the gel would bring it get crunchy, it looked like you had dandruff. So I had a little
Spray bottle?
I had a spray bottle in my
Of water?
water in my locker, so I could make.
Robert busted you out in the chat.
No, deactivate. No, because 100%. I'll freely admit it. 100%. I had the little mirror that would go up in there. All right.
Gotta give it a little spray.
I think that's where it all went.
Is that what
I
happened?
think the gel LA looks just disintegrated all the shit.
You might have a lawsuit on your hands,
A
friend.
little bit of this to get the frond sticking up in front.
I think I just saw that commercial the other day. Did you use LA Looks in the early 2000s? Have you lost all your hair? You may be entitled.
My God.
Oh, so funny.
Oh, man. Well,
Oh my God.
epic comeback in the game. It came all the way down to the end. I loved it. I do have to say, Walter Clayton Jr., he got Final Four Most Outstanding Player, and he was my MVP pick for the whole tournament. He was consistent for his
He
team.
deserved it. Yeah, totally agree.
You want to talk about a star though that wasn't playing like absolute shit until the last 8 minutes of the game? He had 2 points. 0 for 9 from the field, 0 for 7 from 3. He had 2 points going into the last 8 minutes and then turned it the fuck on.
Yep.
That is a true
You knew he was
star right there.
patient.
He didn't let anything get him, no matter how many
He
shots.
took like this heat check 3, and
Dude,
he drilled
kept
it.
going up though. 2 huge dudes. He's getting around him and chucking up and one like. he was
His
just playing
touch on
bizarre,
on
man.
those drives and ones is
He was just playing
remarkable.
bizarre basketball, and they deserve it. I mean,
Well,
they ran through.
Congrats
the
to
true
Florida.
gauntlet.
Yeah.
True gauntlet they ran.
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, congrats to the Florida Gators.
That was just a
They
great,
they got their champion chomp.
that was a great
as they
tournament.
called
I mean,
it.
there was a lot of really good games in my opinion. Like even the early round games, there wasn't much like crazy March Madness buzzer beaters, but like as far as like
well, yeah, there
great-
were still some good games.
great games to watch where they were just boxing match going back and forth, and like that's true basketball. Like you don't see it much anymore in the NBA. You just see 140, 135. You know, that's normal games. You know, and in college they're duking it out every play, no matter what, taking it down to the last second in the shot clock, like playing true defense. And that it's just awesome to watch. And, you know, I wish the NBA would kind of take that back because I miss that style of basketball.
Flag's going to go number 1, but I'm interested to see what Walter Clayton's NBA career looks
So
like.
where did you hear that he was definitely?
ESPN earlier. I
heard-
can pull
I
it
heard
back.
right-
I don't need a news story.
I heard right after the tournament, though.
No, we're gonna-
This is not a fake story. He said he wants to come back because he's only 17. He has a great relationship with Shire. He wants to come back and try it again, stay at Duke. But that's not like a certainty. That was just something I heard.
It's a
It was
non-zero
grapevine.
chance, but I would be shocked if he came back.
Why? He's only 17. He could still go in the
Yeah.
NBA at the same age everybody else is and get another year at Duke, get another chance at a
He
championship.
also
if he
could
goes
come
down
back
to
to
Duke and
Duke
blows
and
out
broke
his
his
ACL.
knee and can never play another.
You can do that in the NBA
Even-
too, though.
Even
Yeah, but he would get
AI.
paid first.
Yeah, he's
Even-
signed the contract.
That's why we don't
Yeah.
remember
But how much
his
is
money.
he getting paid right now in commercials and NIL deals?
Not
But, and
much
the
as
NIL
that.
will go away if he's
Paid a
not playing
shitload.
basketball.
Yeah. Even AI is saying like, no, it's
Not if he blows his knee out.
That's a big if.
Yeah, but
Anybody
it's a
can blow that
possibility.
up.
That's what you risk.
Yeah,
I don't take the risk. I take the money.
I don't play the if, woulda, shoulda.
Then
coulda
why
game.
is the Pro Bowl shit every year?
That's
because it's a
professional.
what if,
That's a professional.
and nobody wants to take
college,
the
though.
risk. So the same thing.
Yeah, Duke Legend, this was on Athlon. Duke Legend sends strong message about Cooper Flagg's future. He does not see a chance of Flagg returning to the Blue Devils for another year. I just can't see him staying. Fayetteville Observer, Flagg is not expected to return to Duke for his sophomore season. Instead, he is expected to declare for the NBA draft and be the number one prospect.
He's definitely going to be one if he goes.
Yeah.
Flagg had previously hinted at the possibility of returning to Duke months ago, but that now is increasingly unlikely.
Well,
Although
We'll see.
Smell you later. See ya.
We'll see you.
Larry Johnson,
Kansas City running back Larry Johnson?
no, but NBA 91,
from
first overall
from
pick in the 91
Toonstars. You know, Larry
NBA
Johnson
draft, Larry Johnson.
from Space Jam.
But Larry Johnson came out publicly and told Cooper Flagg, he was like, you need to go back to Duke. So, I mean, there are people in his ear. And of course, his coach is going to want him to go and do what's best for him. But his coach is not going to lose sleep if Cooper Flagg is like, coach, I'm thinking about coming
I
back for
don't
one
think
more.
Duke is worried about replacing Cooper Flagg. Yes, he's very good.
It's
but
Duke.
They get 5-star recruits. I think they got the Boozer twins coming. But Carlos Boozer's kids, which makes me feel insanely old.
Wow.
His
Yeah.
twin sons are both ballers, and they're both going to Duke. So,
Golly, really?
Yeah.
Kids? Wow.
It was a very enjoyable tournament.
it's my favorite time of year. It's my favorite March Madness time. It's awesome.
I was like, your favorite time of the year? What are you talking about? You could talk about how much you miss football already.
I do miss football, but I'm talking just with NHL. We've discussed this.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's over now.
You guys probably didn't watch it, but you got to talk about the women's tournament, right?
No.
Why not? That's just
Because I don't know anything about it. Yeah, because I don't know. I know
I saw you. I did watch.
I saw UConn win.
I did. I watched the championship game.
Yeah, they did.
I watched as much as I could. But
But
I'm not sexist. I'm just saying
Just
the game.
because you don't like it doesn't mean that you're sexist.
No, I mean
Say you don't like it, but you can
the
watch
chick
sports
from
and
UConn.
championship
She's a
game.
baller. She's going to be the
Sports
number
fan.
one pick. They dusted South Carolina by 30.
That's the two number one teams.
Yeah. So, UConn.
But it's UConn. It's there's
best-
like three
They haven't-
teams
they
that
haven't
are
been there.
always there.
They haven't
been there in the
won one in a
last 10
few
years,
years.
though. They haven't been there in the last 10 years.
But they're good. They're
a long
a good
time.
team. That Paige Beckers.
Even Robert said why.
It's just something. I'm not going to get on a whole soapbox about
Sports
women's
fan.
basketball
I'm
in
on a
general.
sports podcast. I watch sports.
Yeah, I find it less entertaining, and I'll leave it at that. But
They were balling.
there's some very good players.
Their
games-
titties are taped down, isn't it?
The games were
That's
good.
fine.
UConn dominated two number one teams.
They look like
This is
men.
very impressive.
No.
Paige Beckers could play in the NBA, not WNBA.
Well,
She was schooling everybody.
Shout out
UConn.
UConn ladies.
go Huskies.
All right, so another big news.
Oh, maybe that'll be what moves me. Go ahead. Never mind. I'll stop. I'll save it.
You sure? You seemed very animated
I had one last thing. It's okay. I'll save it. Go ahead.
about the NCAA.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. You sure? You positive?
You keep pressing her. She said okay.
Stay out of this, Brent.
I'm right. What do you mean stay out of it? It's right in front of me.
Stay on the other side of the table, Brent.
Okay, I'm right. That's what I did.
Alex Ovechkin.
Chill. Obi.
Golly.
Yeah. Huge news.
What was it? Friday. I haven't watched hardly any hockey this season. I just happened to turn YouTube TV on as he's tying the record. Epic moment. Wife in the stands.
Kids.
Wayne Gretzky blows a kiss to his wife. Tips whatever he did with his helmet to Wayne Gretzky. I was like, super sign of respect. I think those two dudes respect each other more than most athletes, especially going through a record. Gretzky's the GOAT, man. Like, and now to have one of the most prestigious records in NHL broken and be happy, like super happy about it. That's mad respect both ways.
Yeah, incredible achievement. A lot of people thought that his record wouldn't be broken for his goals. And it was weird that it got done in the same exact amount of game.
Yeah.
Wild.
And I think I hope I get this right, but there was another sense that if you took away all of Wayne Gretzky's goals, he would still be the leader in points. Wow. Scoring goals wasn't his thing. He was more of an assist guy.
He's the true.
Yeah. So, I mean,
he's the true.
just.
Oh, yeah.
But it's nice to see OV stay in one jersey with one city.
Most definitely.
And get all of those goals. And people want to try to like knock him down, say, oh, he's a one-trick pony. He always shoots from his office. But whatever, dude. Whatever, man. And if you know it, every other team in the NHL knows it, and he's still
895.
Why is he able to do it?
Yeah.
at 895. And, maybe he'll play after this year. He might not. You can say, hey, hang him up. I got the record. I'm going to be 40 years old, but I don't, I think he can still play.
Yeah.
He can still play. He's not like, they don't got to wheel him out there every game, but
He still ties it on skate.
congrats to him, man. That's it's just one of those, like you think about it, like no one will ever break Cal Ripken's consecutive game record.
Right.
And it's right up there with that. And it's just,
Rob said he's got one more year. He might play another.
he's got one more year in his contract. So everything now is icing on the cake after this.
Yeah.
I think they have a good shot of winning it too. And people don't realize how hard goals are in hockey. They're not just gifted. They're not.
Well, empty netters are gifted.
But he didn't have many of those. He's been scoring against a goalie, and you can say for NBA, LeBron got a wide open layup, and they just gave him, his record-breaking points. You can't gift anything in hockey. It's earned. And those last few games, just leading up to it, how hard it is to score in every game from the end of the year is just so difficult to do. And
Well, I just think, in comparison, right, one basket is 2 points. And if you look at it in percentages, that's
Goals
literally
are tough.
2% of a score in a game. A goal is worth 1 point, and that may be 30% of the entire score for the game. So, people giving LeBron an open, I think that's a
I'm just
whole
saying,
lot different.
that's-
Yeah,
yeah.
but I'm saying, but in comparison, that's
If
no
NHL,
comparison.
if a goalie is stopping 90% of the shots, he's not a good goalie.
Right, yeah, shots on goal, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the test, Robert. Isn't if anyone can score as fast as he can, but if they can play as long as he can. And I will say this, one other thing on top of all of the great things that he did in the last few days, tying the record, breaking the record. When he tied the record at home, and I know that was big for Robert to see. He got to see him tie the record at home. The game was still a competitive game at that point. And the coach offered him if he wanted to go back out because the opportunity for an empty netter was there. And right there on TV, he was like, nope. And so
he had one more game.
And so the player that comes in and scores the empty netter, first career goal.
Leonard.
Yep.
And
And I was like, to me, I'm
great,
like,
though.
that's an even bigger moment of respect to be like,
team thing
hey,
to do.
you got a shot. Yeah, it's an empty netter. Yeah, okay, I get it. You didn't have to fight quite as hard. You still had to break away and get the puck, and you still had two dudes right on your ass coming after you while you were trying to put it in there. And it's your first goal, your first NHL goal.
2 weeks ago, he was playing at Boston College.
Yeah. That's
Very,
nuts.
very neat.
It to me, it was like a storybook moment in that game.
Yeah.
Everything worked out the way, and then for him to go up to New York, and he was like, cool, we're breaking this thing. Broke it open.
Got all the momentum too. They've lost a few here and there, won a few here and there at the end of the year, but I think they're still probably the best team.
Cats are good.
Going into the tournament.
They might not win the President's Cup trophy, which is they get to the best team with the best record, but they're up there. They're number 2.
Second overall in record, and I think second overall in points.
Every time, remember Rob said they won that, they don't win. So maybe they should get second or third, and slide in and then get the title at the end. They don't need the President's Cup to win.
Yeah, Robert said he has Gretzky shake his hand and congratulate him in the locker room after his first goal. Like, dude, how epic is that?
Yeah.
Like,
I loved all the photo ops they were taking, all the different
I'll
combinations.
see you in 894.
It was cute.
Yeah. Well, the picture that Robert sent that was Gretzky and Ovi when he was like
A babe.
dude. I mean, he was.
He was like 17.
Dude, yeah, he was young, and
20 years in the NHL will age you.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, even this year, look out, dude broke his leg. Like in the NFL, they're like, "You're done for the season, buddy.
Yeah,
Take him out."
incredible.
And he's like, "Dude, yeah." Came back and continued to play hockey and broke an insane record after being out on a broken leg. Like, dude, hockey players are tough like no other.
They
They're
shouldn't-
tough as
They
nails.
showed him like 6-7 years ago on this interview, and the guy was just privately in the room, and he was like, "You think you got any chance to break Gretzky's record before you can retire?" He's like, "Mate, I'd have to score 50 more goals for the next 7 years." Then they just show him just like blast into the next few years, just like at least 40, 50 goals. I was like, he did it. Like, that's insane, man. Very impressive.
It is impressive. And I'm, it just gets me ready. It's like a nice little appetizer for the NHL playoffs.
Most definitely.
I mean, you guys can jump on board. I know the Sabres won't be anywhere near
I
it.
like watching playoffs.
But Tate
I've been watching the
did get
game.
40 goals this year.
Great. And he won't be playing for Buffalo when his contract's up.
No, he won't.
Dude, shout out to Ron Garmata.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I saw you
and
play.
$50 on dude for Buffalo.
But that was his 40th goal, too, I
I
think.
know, but he had made a hat trick early in the year or something.
Yeah.
He was like, "Fuck it, I'll bet
He put
10 on him."
And he went $500
on a plus 5,000.
Yes. He was
For a
score
Buffalo
hat trick.
Sabres dude to get a hat trick for the second time this year against the
What?
team. Dude went 10 for 510. I was like,
that was
bro, I would have given these.
that was the night I put the jersey up.
Oh,
The
my
night I
God.
got my Sabres jersey and put it up. That was the night I
I
put
was
it up.
like,
Is when he scored that.
holy
So Ron, if you want to take me out to dinner or something, it's no big deal.
Rob, I think you might got a little point, Rob. Like, maybe the Caps blew their wad trying to get over this record, but, like, maybe they've got enough time between now and then. They'll get whoever they get in the first round, they'll probably beat. Maybe they'll lose a game or something. But I think maybe they'll be able to switch gears. I'm banking on enough leadership in the locker room because there's some good vets and some young players. Maybe Robert's just being very pessimistic.
I got a good match.
Well, and
Have you met Robert?
Yes,
just do the surfer thing, baby. Just ride the wave. Try and ride that wave as long as you can. You've got the momentum behind you.
Let's go. But we'll see.
Yeah,
See.
I'm interested to see how so I plan to watch a lot more of the Stanley Cup playoffs this year.
You always see it in hockey, though, man. All these years, it's so tough, man. It could be the 8 seed versus the 1 seed, and it could go to 7 games. Like, all the time that shit happens. So
I just want to pull this.
it's a tough run for any team to get through the Stanley Cup and survive.
What you got?
Because we all know this, but the last time that the Sabres made the
Oh,
playoff,
man.
Alex Ovechkin was 594 goals away. Oh my God.
That's what he
So he has scored almost 600 points since the Sabres were in the playoffs. So that's what, 11 years? 10 years? 11 years? That makes sense.
You know,
Yeah.
it's what it is.
Brutal.
It's what it is.
That's all right.
I was somebody I heard somewhere with the
Be gross.
the Sabres and the New York Jets swap who has the longest playoff drought when their season ends. So right now it's the Jets, but when the Buffalo season is over, it'll go to
be them.
Buffalo. And then when the Jets season is over, it goes back to the Jets.
God,
Terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. Well, very exciting. A lot of big things coming up in hockey. I can't wait to see that get fired up and going. Another thing I had on here, talk about, kind of came up a few days ago, and it's kind of been lingering around in the sports news, is the trademark dispute. Lamar Jackson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. trademark dispute over the number 8. So Lamar Jackson has his brand, and it's centered around the number 8, obviously his number. Dale Jr. has JR Motorsports, and they run an 8 car. So, and I was explaining it to Brent earlier. This is how it works. So Dale Earnhardt Sr., Dale Earnhardt Incorporated had the rights to the original number 8 that Dale Earnhardt Jr. used to drive when they both drove together. When Dale Earnhardt passed away, Teresa Earnhardt, Dale Jr.'s stepmom, got control of basically everything and would not release that number to Dale Jr. So Dale Jr., when he started JR Motorsports, couldn't run that number 8 that he had. So he had another similar number 8 with a slightly different font, but very similar. Well, he had announced that he was going to. Teresa had turned over the original 8 to him. She finally turned it over. Was like, "Here, you can have it." And he was like, "Cool, trademark." And he was like, "We're going to trademark JR Motorsports, Junior Motorsports number 8 as well." So he went to push the filing to trademark that 8, and Lamar Jackson came out and publicly said, basically, "I'll sue you for defamation, or not defamation. No. Infringement. Trademark infringement if you try to trademark and advertise and sell with that number 8. Now, the number 8s are nowhere close to each other.
Is it like Lamar Jackson Foundation? Like has an 8? Like, is that what it is? Is that what he's talking about?
The name of it, whatever his brand is 8 something. I can't remember what the second word is. It's 8 something.
I don't know.
Okay.
But the thing is you can't trademark. It's like saying, I'm going to trademark the number 11, and if any one of you ever says the word 11, you owe me royalties, or I'm suing you. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But
Like how Pat Riley did 3-peat.
yeah, I mean, kind of.
He trademarked 3-peat.
I mean,
Go ahead.
but
Go
it's
ahead, I'm sorry. Yeah, he did. And when Kansas City, when the Super Bowl came up, he had to allow Kansas City to use 3-peat had they won it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But so, in all of this, Teresa Earnhardt turns over the number. Dale Jr., I felt, was kind of the bigger guy in the situation, and came out and was like, fine, tell you what, Teresa Earnhardt's turned over my original 8. Junior Motorsports is going to run this 8 from here on out. They're dropping that 8, and they're no longer trademarking it to avoid anything going to court. Although, if they went to court over that, and I said it to Brent earlier, I'm like, I feel like Lamar Jackson and his people are going to look very foolish going to court over that.
Era 8.
I'm glad.
Era 8.
You know what? I'm glad they let it go. Yeah, but they should have just let go of that number 8, Dale, because they want to get a different number on their car, because that car could run good all season and will just crash and burn when it matters the most.
Wow, Brent.
Yeah. So, but that's just me being a hater, because I'm still pissed that we lost to the stupid fucking Bills, because the Bills were shitty.
At least they
I'm
admit.
sorry. He's talking about the Buffalo Bill.
Yes, those Bills that we dusted by 28 earlier in the same season.
Wait, but
But Mark Andrews
what
dropped
did?
it.
No.
Yeah, no.
Hold on. You guys, how much did you guys win by during the season?
A regular.
In regular season, I was just saying regular season. That car runs great in the regular season. You get it into the championship race, last few races. Well, that number 8 car's going to explode. You know what? It hasn't run out of gas all year.
Is that the 8?
No, okay, so that's the 8 for Era 8, and
I'm asking if that's it.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just like a jersey number 8. Like it's a jersey style.
Everything.
number.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a
That is-
dispute, but there's no dispute anymore.
That's okay. Show that one. That's Dale Jr.'s number 8. That's JR Motorsports,
Yeah.
Junior Motorsports. That's the number 8 for
Oh,
Era
that's
8.
different.
Okay.
They're way different.
Way different.
And that's what I was saying when they went to court. I'm like, I feel like that was a situation that Dale Jr. kind of saved Lamar a little bit of trouble. It was just like, you know what? Here, I got what I need. I got my classic number. We're going to run that from now on.
That was unnecessary.
This is going to be foolish if we have to go to court over this. But it's the world we live in, man. Should be crazy nowadays.
Pretty crazy.
Leave me alone with this childish nonsense. Get away from me, nerd. Exactly. That's what he said.
Okay, Brent. I see. I'm gonna buy you some stuff from there.
You're going to buy me some stuff from there?
Yeah.
You know what? I really appreciate the sentiment, but that might be like a FUBU situation. Can't wear that stuff.
But I think that you could wear this
Get him some reactivator
for his cherry curl.
for his one cherry curl. That grows in every summer.
Dude, how do you get your...
baby Lamar on your shirt?
What is that?
It's baby Lamar.
How do you...
Oh my God. What is that?
How do you get your head so shiny? You wax it? Nah, man, I'd still be gelling.
I still got stock in LA. Look, I gotta keep this company afloat.
Oh man. Well, yeah, like I said, kind of just floating around the sports world, but it's odd, to have somebody such a prolific player in the NFL having such a big public dispute with. In my book, an all-time great in NASCAR. Like, yeah, that was kind of odd. But at the end of the day, Dale Jr. kind of got what he wanted to. He got his original 8 back, and he can run that. He can run that for the team that he owns now. They can drive the car with it. I think that's cool. You'll be able to see that old number back in the on the track. So, as a fan of racing, I think that's going to be kind of cool to see.
Those number 8s do go fast, though.
I'm telling you.
Mets are rocking right
Just
now.
can't, Never mind. I'm not putting bad juju on anybody's team, including my own. All right. Well, something else we got.
What's up?
So,
Michael Malone, Denver Nuggets coach.
Oh, yeah.
Fired today.
What a joke. What a joke. They did this guy dirty, man.
You know they did that. They did that. It was the last big time Nuggets coach name.
George Karl.
George Karl. They were like 50 and 25 or something. He just gets fired right before the play. I'm like, for what? It's not his fault.
No.
The team defense is giving up 130 points a game. Jokic is doing every single thing in his power to win these games.
You want to hear what ownership was quoted about it? Ownership was quoted that they felt that it would ignite the team.
They just
Letting your coach.
any
Oh,
chance
dude.
of them making or winning a playoff.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, hand me a beer.
I got you.
They're-
You're going to need one.
They're going to end up having to play LA or
I'll let you
the Warriors or something get smoked. They're going to get smoked in the first round because they don't have a coach now. Everybody's going to be pissed off. Jokic, that was his boy. Like, Jokic was very tight with his coach. So now they're talking about him wanting to leave after this year, especially if they go on the first round. That's huge. That's like Doncic leaving the mat.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole organization's changed now. Like, they're fucked. And if Jokic goes to another team, Denver's
Oh, yeah. They're on the decline for years.
That quote makes me laugh. Like, all right, guys, playoffs are about to start. We're
3
gonna get
games.
another ring.
3 games.
I know we've been playing like crap. And I know exactly what's going to get you guys fired up for this playoff run. No, coach.
You're out, coach.
No.
Everyone who's going to the playoffs, go to the next room over. Wait, coach.
Not you, coach.
Hold on.
49-32 is bad.
That's 17 games over. Like,
17
there's
games
got to
over.
be
Against
something
one of the
else.
like the strongest
We're not-
conference. The
So-
conference is by far stronger.
There's
than
got to be
the East.
something else we're not seeing.
So what I'm reading is that the general manager Booth
That's insane.
and Michael Malone have been at odds most of the season about a lot of things. It sounds to me like there was a power struggle, and that the power struggle basically did them both in. I agree. I think that getting rid of your coach at the pinnacle moment of the season, there's a reason that most teams in those situations wait until the season is over before they make a move like that, unless something insanely drastic happens. Because if you still have a chance, don't upset the opportunity you have by making a bonehead move. To me, this is cutting your nose off to spite your face. We're going to get rid of you. That bullshit about to ignite the team, I don't believe that's what. I think that's a public quote that they came out with to try to cover their asses and be like, hey, we probably really messed up on this, but hey, we think it's going to ignite the team.
Maybe. Listen, that guy will be coaching somewhere else next year.
Dude.
Guarantee.
100%.
Think about this. You put in all the effort this year.
Mm-hmm.
You brought the team together. You made the team. You worked in the back office to make this team a playoff team. Know this. That's what.
No, I'll talk about
Okay,
that.
This dude worked his ass off all year, and he's developed great relationships with the players. Maybe not the back office, but the players like him. And then all that work goes to shit. He doesn't get to be in the playoffs, even if they make a great run. He doesn't get to be a part of it. That's just not fair to me. Like this dude does all that work and gets fucked at the end of the year like that. That's just terrible. everything, management.
You want to tell him?
What?
Life's not fair.
Well, and I didn't know this. Brent said that the Nuggets have let
ridiculous.
that Booth is gone. Their general manager is gone.
Yeah,
I had read that they had planned to not extend him, which I guess the way I'm reading it now is that they had planned on not extending him the whole time, and maybe that kind of was the beginning of the process. But if that's the case, it kind of sounds also like it might have been a situation of like, well, if I'm going down, you're going with me.
But why are we talking about this before you can maybe win a title?
3 games before.
If you go win a title, am I fired after that? And are we talking about me maybe getting an extension after I win your freaking city a championship?
How about if you go in and tank the first round?
That's what
How
they're going to do.
How does that look on you?
It's just going to try, but their team's not going to win.
And how does that look on the front office? Forget a GM, forget a coach. How does that look on the whole front office that made those decisions to say, oh, we're going to take control over this? There's a reason coaches coach, players play, front office signs checks, man. Like
They have a great team. They're just terrible defensively, and it's not the coach's fault.
So if I'm understanding this right, so they're on a 4-game slide right now, right? Four games, and what did you say that their record this year was?
49-32.
49-32. So they still would be 45-32 without you take those 4 games away. That's no, not 45. It'd be 49-28.
Yeah.
That's crazy
Jokic
talk.
has been he went like for 60 points the other night, 60-point triple-double, first in history. He's been going off crazy every game, so it's not like they're losing by a lot. Like, they're losing by minimal margins, but they're giving up too much points. Like, Jokic and Porter and all those guys are playing fantastic offense. They just can't stop the fucking ball from going in the net.
Sounds like the Pacers last year.
Same this year. The Pacers are a better team this year with Siakam and all them defensively, but it's still the same.
Yeah.
Like, they score a lot, they give up a lot, so that's going to be why they lose.
Robert said he thinks the last 4 coaches to win an NBA championship are now fired. Maybe that's the going rate in the NBA now.
Celtics one, they're actually going to keep their coach. They're smart. They got a good thing going, so.
Yeah. That's crazy, though, to me. Like, and again, I've said it many times. I'm not a big basketball fan. Chris Bailey was actually the one that brought it up when I got the notice for it. He got an ESPN notice, and then he started talking about it, and he was like, 4 games. They have a great record. 4 games that they've slid, and he said, and you're 3 games away from the playoffs. And that's when it hit me. I was like, because I'm not really watching. I'm March Madness and hockey and all that. And I'm like, wait, there's 3 games for the playoffs in NBA. He's like, yeah, they have 3 games left before going into the playoffs, and they have a very, very winning record. And you get rid of your coach saying that will help the team. No, you probably just screwed all of them, because even if they have the talent, mentally that throws you off. Like, what's next?
That's our leader.
The timing is so bizarre.
Yeah.
That's our leader.
Very
and
weird.
Jokic isn't just the best player in the NBA. Like, he's the best player on the planet. Fuck LeBron, fuck Curry right now. I'm a huge LeBron fan. I love Curry. He is better overall than both of them. He's the best player in the NBA, best player in the world right now. Nobody can stop him, and now, like, that's effective. Like,
Well, it sounds like the front office can stop him.
yeah, he's the best player going into the playoffs, and yeah,
Well, that's unfortunate, and
chicken nuggets.
yeah, I mean,
Denver Nuggets. They're golden nuggets, I guess.
What's so funny about
I do like chicken nuggets.
One of my coworkers says that instead of like shit at work, like to be corporate, you know. And she is Puerto Rican, and so she has this accent. And so every time she says chicken nuggets, it just cracks me up every time she says it.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
Jokic to the Lakers. Ooh.
Chicken tender.
oh God,
Jokic and
oh
Don.
God, that would
LeBron retires. Jokic and Don.
Oh,
that'd be the most ridiculous.
And Reeves. Whew. Reeves is
Sorry.
incredible.
I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
That was great. Bronny get to play under Jokic and Don.
Oh goodness. Robert said Caps versus Hurricanes on Thursday. Should be after last week. It should be a very interesting game.
The end of that game got real spicy. They were
Real
fighting.
chippy?
The one that he went to down in Raleigh, they were getting a little spicy down there at the end. So they don't like each other.
Yeah.
Because the Hurricanes have been good. The Caps have been good. So they've met in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So
Playoffs start, right?
playoffs are getting ready to start.
You know who else is getting ready to go into the playoffs? If I'm not mistaken. Really, our dogs start this weekend?
That was going to be what moves me.
Well, then we're going to save it for what moves you then.
But yes.
So, I think that's everything. We're going to move into what moves you.
Okay. All right.
Oh, nice
So,
segue.
I'm going to, what do you got?
Nothing.
You sure?
I was just maybe
You're-
seeing if you wanted to.
You're on the teeter.
I just maybe seeing if you want to talk about our Braves for a second, and maybe
Well, that's going to be what moves me.
the
So,
NL East is rocking and we're not.
well,
Phillies.
Well, then we already know what
even the
moves-
Marlins. Even the Marlins are picking up wins, and yeah.
injuries and a lack of bullpen.
Yeah,
That's-
I'll cut that into mine. Yeah, I won't dip it into.
You're good. Yeah, injuries and lack of bullpen. It is what it is.
I feel you.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about it. Brent, what moves you this week, buddy?
So this week, the SPHL regular season is done. Our Roanoke Rail Dogs earned a 3rd seed in the playoffs.
I know. I need to go to these games.
And the playoffs start actually on Thursday. Roanoke got home advantage in the first round. And so they're playing the Knoxville Ice Bears. So the first game's in Knoxville on Thursday night. And then Friday night, I will be in attendance. I believe Robert will be in attendance.
I'm down.
And we are going to see our Dogs probably, most likely, hopefully, win.
Probably, most likely, hopefully.
Yeah, I liked that.
That's a good one.
Because if you go one or two ways, if we lose, then we're fighting for our life. If we win on Thursday, then we're trying to close them out. So
Cool.
I remember we went last year,
Yeah,
first
we were
round,
fighting for our life.
and then we were fighting for our life because they lost
Yeah.
the first game to Pensacola, and we were losing that game. And remember, we scored 2
Back.
goals. With
Did I go to that one?
That's where we
We all
sat,
came.
Yeah.
and we sat down there right next to the ice.
No, that was when the dude with the sign,
the
wasn't it?
sleeveless shirt. Yeah,
The sign in Russian.
yeah.
Yeah. That,
So,
I don't think you were there for that game. I think it was
That's
just
when you live casted, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
that.
radio.
Yeah.
That's
So
all right.
playoffs are back. If you're watching, you go support our Dogs. We want to get the doghouse full.
most definitely.
We set a SPHL, not SPHL, but a team record for attendance and home record this year. We only lost 3 games at home this year. We've been extremely good at home.
We were at the sellout game,
Yeah.
so that was cool.
Yeah, so they had 2 sellouts that weekend.
Oh, did
so,
they?
And they set an attendance record, an average attendance record, and we're really, 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 really good at home. So
Nice.
I'd like to see us win that. That is what's moving me because I'm just focused on getting to the Berglund Center at 7 o'clock Friday night with my jersey on.
we pre-gaming.
Are you going to be there?
I mean, if we go,
I mean, I'm going.
just saying.
I mean, if by pre-gaming you mean meeting in the parking lot, shotgunning a few beers before we walk in.
Yes.
All right, then
What
yeah,
time's the game?
7 o'clock.
Friday?
7:05.
Puck drops at 7:05.
Puck drop 7:05. So I mean,
3
yes,
minutes in by 7.
if
Yeah,
we can
so
coordinate,
we'll be in
yes,
the
I got a
parking lot at
parking
5:30.
pass, so you can meet me in the parking lot and I will shotgun the 5, 6, 7, 8 bursts before we go in.
He counted
That was
really
a slippery
fast.
slope.
Did you did 5, 7, 8?
Started 5.
I mean, you could get to 5, I mean, like that's enough.
I hope it rains.
But when you get to 5 and 8, it's right there.
It's supposed to rain Friday.
It's right next door.
It is.
It's supposed to rain Thursday and Friday. Well, you heard it here, and I'm not going to sit here and harp on somebody's what moves them, but
Be there.
people of Roanoke, fans or not, Berglund Center on Friday.
Parking
Support
lot.
these rail yard dogs. Get these dogs going. Much love to our rail yard dogs. We definitely love supporting them. Love to see them. Love to see them go all the way, man. I'm like that year that they won the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
I would
that
love to see it
was
too.
epic.
I mean,
2 years ago?
Yeah, 2
Yep.
years. I think.
they the top team in the league is Peoria, and they are very good.
Yeah.
And they
are
travel.
and they travel. They're
Yeah.
very good. So let's
Peoria.
but let's
So then
Yeah.
we just need to sell out locally so
Yeah.
that Peoria can't travel.
You get out on that.
and we're really good against Knoxville, so
Yeah.
I think we should get this win. But if we don't win Friday night,
Playoff hockey, though, man.
yeah, and assuming we win Thursday, we split them. Got another game at the Doghouse Saturday night, next night, 7:05.
Nice.
So
Nice.
first round, we'll be there.
Hell yeah. Well, this is our last free Saturday night for a couple of weeks, I feel like, anyway, isn't it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Emerson's got a birthday party.
Womp, womp, womp.
That's in the afternoon, but anyway. But yeah.
All right. Well, Don, it's moving on to you. What moved you this week?
Yeah, I kind of chatted on the negative side. I feel like our Braves are teetering, but our schedule is going to open up a little bit more. A lot of these teams have been facing lighter schedule. That's why they're getting all these wins, and I feel like we face probably two of the best teams in all of baseball to start. So that kind of moved me a little bit. I feel like we're going to be on the rise in the next few weeks. Obviously, I talked about this all last year. I'm just very committed to the Little League coaching, and I committed myself to one more team. I'm going to try to get to every game if I can. I'm definitely 100% with our nephew at Coach Pitch. Going to be able to be at all those. I added
Coach Pitch?
Your
Your
nephew.
your nephew, my nephew, all of our nephew. No, his son, my nephew.
He's your nephew.
Sorry about that.
He's nothing to me.
He's some stranger.
But yeah, just coaching 3 different teams, 3 different age levels, just being able to get through to everybody and just being able to get more experience in that field. It's just humbling, and just being able to change more and more kids' perspectives on the game and build their knowledge up with some of mine, because my career got shortened by injury. So trying to pep these kids up, get them to where I was.
Let's go.
I like baseball season. I've
Baseball.
enjoyed running around all
Talking
field.
baseball.
Practice every single day except Tuesday nights.
Mattingly and Canseco.
Except Tuesday nights. I have practice every day.
Okay, well, send me your schedule.
Well, you kind of been to a few practices.
I know.
Ozzy and the straw.
All right.
Nobody knows that one?
Yeah, it's
It's the
old.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
I can't work. I had to.
I don't know the whole thing.
What moves me?
What moves you?
Well, what moved me was Zach, our friend Zach from the league.
Second league.
Zach from the
Zach
league.
from the league.
Second from League Simmons.
Well, funny story about Zach from the league. So we all know this, but they don't. But Zach came in second place in fantasy football.
Uh-huh.
Second to me. He's
Yeah.
my vice president for the year. But Zach also came in second place in our bracket challenge for our league. So shout out to Zach
For being a big old number 2.
for being the deuce.
For a big old number 2.
He is a big old number. You big cheesehead.
They anchor me.
I know. I didn't think all the powers when he
That's number 2 1
with the lucky car.
Number 2 1
Attorney's boss.
Oh, goodness gracious. We love Zach. We love Zach. Even if we only get to see him once a
Hey,
year.
yeah, Michigan State went and got some balls to do that. They had a good team. I mean, there was so many good teams, man. Any team could have won that.
James, I will not try shotgunning a case of it.
James.
Yeah, that's just, this is his. He's
Jake,
my
His
James.
alter ego.
Yeah.
This is not a real person.
He is a person.
But this in the chat is
Jake
not
Rose.
real.
The name that is on there is not his real name.
But is this his real content? Does he talk like this
Yes,
in
oh,
person?
100%. Absolutely.
What I'm trying to get
Yes,
to.
no,
It's his
100%.
persona.
Is that right? Like a persona.
100%. Yes.
Okay.
Shout out, James.
What moves me?
Thanks for checking in, buddy. I hope you're doing well. He does not work with me anymore. He left a couple weeks ago to pursue other opportunities.
Well, good luck.
Shout out to my boy James.
Oh, so he lives here.
He's local. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Whatever.
Get him on the show.
All right.
Hey, James, do you want to be on the show? Hit us up.
Hell no.
Well, what moved me? Obviously, Braves winning their first one of the season. Tough to say it like that. It's almost
First out of 9, right?
Games.
Yeah.
1 and 9. 1 and 8.
1 and 8. But one thing that did move me, and it wasn't necessarily a positive or a negative, but I do feel like it was the
Away.
worst omen that they could put on Houston going to it was the worst omen that anyone could put on Houston going into that championship game. Did anybody see what happened at the end of the Final Four game when Houston beat Duke?
No.
When they did their celebration and everyone was on the court and confetti's coming down and they're doing interviews, and there's a man on the side of the court trying to get on the court, and security is like stuffed him, like not letting this dude on.
This is not a guy.
No, it is not
The
a
guy.
guy. It is the guy.
Yeah.
Former Houston basketball player and NBA Hall of Famer
Rockets
Hakeem Olajuwon
Would
not let him-
they
they
would
were like-
not let him on the court to celebrate with the Cougars. I was watching that the next day
How
and
did
was like,
all those
and he was
guys not
standing there like-
know?
yeah.
How did those guys all not know?
Well, and it was
as
like,
basketball fans.
okay, maybe one or two security guards. They're young. Somewhere, somebody, even the coach
Yo,
should have
that's
been
the
like,
team.
"Yo, dude, what are you
But
doing?"
even if you know who he is, if he's not supposed to be on the court, like they're just doing their job.
You know what?
He's
We
a
do this
Hall
for
of
celebrities all the
Famer.
time. They're not regular people. They're special.
Yeah.
They have special rules.
a Hall of
They
Famer
get to
that
go
went
wherever
no,
he wants
they
to go.
don't.
No, they don't, but they do.
Yeah, in air quotes.
But they do. They're not supposed to, but they do.
They should.
But that was when I
like
saw
in-
it happen. I was like, what an omen to put on a team going to the championship. Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever play the game. And they're like, who are you? No. Old man, you need to go sit back down. Like, you're lucky that old man didn't mess somebody
Sorry,
up.
God rest his soul, but it's like Florida State is winning something in football. They're not Bobby Bowden, sorry. Sorry, Bobby.
Yeah.
you don't have your press pass.
Yeah, we're
Like-
like press pass, Bobby.
Like, to me, it's not like when 2017, we won the Super Bowl, or 17, 18. But when we had the celebration at the end and Kevin Hart was trying to get up on the stage and security's like, you can't go up there. He's like, dude, come on. I mean, he was hammered too,
hammered.
but he was trying to get up there. They're like, no, it's not like that. This dude legitimately is one of the greatest basketball players to ever live, and nobody. And I did see that argument. People were like, "Well, if Houston wanted him on the court, they should have got him passes." But to me, I'm like, I get why they wouldn't, because it's Hakeem Olajuwon.
It's
like,
a good visual if you look up because there's a camera right there. Hakeem Olajuwon, pretty tall, pretty big guy, and there's a
Yeah.
security guard, Donnie size, just standing next to him, like this, should put his hand on his chest, saying,
and
he's looking down at him like,
the floor is recessed.
Yeah.
The fucking court is up here. The floor that
Yeah, yeah.
Hakeem is standing on is down here, and the dude is still like this. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
but yeah, like wild. I was like, yeah, that's definitely moving. Maybe not in a great direction, but I'm like, what a bad omen to put on a team going into it. And yeah, they probably never thought two things about it, but deep down, I'm a superstitious sports fan, and I'm like, man, bad juju right there.
Oh yeah.
called it bad juju.
Bad juju, bro. I had a craft beer one time called, I think it was called Bad Juju. It was either good juju or bad juju. It was good. I just remembered that. I'm like, man,
There you go.
I have to find that. That was really good. If they're even still making it.
Right.
All right. I mean, you're the craft beer guy. I thought
Well,
you'd
I
be
mean, what are the
interested in
names of the
that.
beer? Maybe the brewery.
Oh, it was down in Charlotte where I tried it.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah.
could be anything.
Yeah, you
There's
can-
like a 10,000 breweries.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's review some of these snacks.
Okay. Well, we'll do them in the order that we tasted them. I guess we'll go with these Chester fries, barbecue style fries. I do appreciate the thicker cut of the fry, but
Can't do the flavor. On barbecue to me.
I just can't get there. It's too tomatoey.
I can't.
Like, I get the mustard on the back end, but on the front, it's got too much tomato. And I've told the story
Yeah.
of how I feel about ketchup.
Yeah,
So
I
for
can't.
me, these are about a 3.
Okay. 3 on the
3, I really wanted to like them.
I'll
And they're
probably
only
be
getting the
good.
3 because I like the texture of this fry. I would try them in like an original fry or a hot fry. They also had a garlic parmesan, but I already had this, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
overdo it.
Yeah.
But I was feeling barbecue, summer's coming up, but yeah, 3 for me.
Buck, what do you think?
Solid 4. I really like barbecue stuff. I can't do the mustard, ketchup, paste.
Yeah, and I like Carolina style barbecue. I like that mustard, the mustard style.
I
it's
can't
just a
do it.
little too tomatoey for me.
No.
And like I said,
Yeah, I actually like mustard and honey mustard and ketchup and barbecue sauce.
I like
all of those things very well. But those
they're all
just not.
It's like they're fighting.
Right.
It is, and it's almost two distinct flavor profiles.
Clash.
Like, yeah, it's kind of like the outside, like the coating, like the dried seasonings. That's where you're getting that barbecue.
They look
that
like Rally's fries.
Kind of.
Yeah, they do. They look like both
Yeah.
fries. And then the second half, you get the kind of more deeper vinegar.
I like the second half. That's my favorite part, the second half. But the first,
Yeah,
the
no,
first
I'm
part
gonna give
really
them a 2.
2.
Yeah.
So 3, 4, and a 2.
Yeah.
I'm going 8.5.
8.5. No, there's no way.
Have you not seen me dogging these things the whole time?
Eating.
I'm like, dude, the vinegar, I'm digging it.
I like it. The second part of it is good.
The tang on the back of my tongue, I dig it. The consistency, the texture, you're 100% right on that. I like being a little bit bigger than your traditional. They have a little bit of that. I get a little bit of the smokiness on the back end of that like barbecue, but everything they're advertising to me, sweet, tangy, Carolina style, and I don't really like Carolina, the South Carolina honey mustard barbecue, not my thing, but I'm digging them. 8.5 for me. I could eat that whole fucking bag for sure.
All right. Well, they're only $2.99 according to the front of the bag. So, all right. Let's do the Cheez-It duos, the pesto mozzarella. I'm going to give these a solid 7. I thought they were pretty good. I had very low expectations for them, but because I'm the director, we're going to do our due diligence on this
Most
show.
definitely.
And we're going to try stuff for the people.
Yes.
For the people.
Well,
That's why we do it.
So, but I was pleasantly surprised. And when you're right, when you get the two of them together, this mozzarella one reminds me of a white cheddar, a white cheddar cheese, which I love.
they're my favorite.
A little less sharp flavor, a little more mild cheese flavor, so I can appreciate that. Honestly, I could use a little more pesto, like a little more herbaceousness.
Yeah.
Like, it still got it, but like when I dump these out, I want to see it. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see the flakes of basil or whatever, like really punch it in there. But
Well, they're on there, but I guess where it looks like they
mix
coat
with the other ones.
Well, it looks like they coat one side of the cracker when they bake it, and then they cut it because one side, if you look on the basil ones, one side is covered in pesto sauce.
dude.
The other side of that cracker has almost nothing on it.
9-2.
9-2.
mine too, I see it.
Yeah, you get one side, lots of
As
it.
far as like the duo, there's a bunch of different duos ones that are
There
good,
are.
but those mix and match. They mesh so well together. It literally tastes like a
Yeah.
bit of pesto and a little mozzarella.
You know what? I got a flavored one. I'm gonna up my score. I'm gonna first
Yeah, yeah.
ever score change.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna go up to an 8. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
up to an 8.
That's what I'm
Because when you
saying.
get one of those basil ones by itself,
Yeah, yeah.
the flavor's there. It's really there.
Yeah, the basil's
So
good.
I'll give him an 8. I'm
those
gonna
are
give him an
hit.
8.
What you got, babe?
Those are a hit.
Today, on this particular day, they're gonna be like a 4 for me. 5. Like, I appreciate them for what they are. The flavors are. It's just not my personal. Like, it's not something I would seek out. I do like them.
I agree with you. Cheez-Its kind of stepped out on a limb because
Yeah.
pesto and mozzarella is not something that comes to mind.
Oh yeah,
So they stepped out on a limb. Good
Yeah.
people with Cheez-Its.
But yeah, the flavor, like, they're well done, and if this is something that you would like, you will love those. But for me, I just can't get there.
so 4 or 5, huh? Well, I'm 9 all day with these.
So we're at 8s and 9s over here.
Yeah, we got some high scores.
This is where the flop's gonna come.
Yeah,
Oh, those gummies.
those are one of the best that I've had. Like,
Okay, well, there you go.
variations. Those
I
are
got
good.
these at Target. I got to leave at Target.
Yeah,
so
that's a, yeah.
I try to get stuff for
Best
the people.
duos.
So when they're like, "Oh, that sounds good. Where'd you get it?" It's going to be like a Kroger,
Readily
Walmart,
available, yep.
Target, something like that.
Most definitely.
All right. Last one we got: Sweet Tarts Gummy Halos. I'm putting these at a 2.5.
Dude,
I really enjoy the blue punch portion. If it was just a blue punch gummy,
yeah, I'm eating the blue.
and a strawberry and cream gummy separately, maybe in the same bag, I would pick out all the blue punches and eat them happily and give them a 9. But since they're integrated and I get it, I can't do it. It tastes like a bad cotton candy or something like. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. 2.5.
2.5. All right.
2.5.
Hey, I'll up it to like a 4.2.
Okay.
Not like, yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. Cotton candy. It's like that strawberry mix.
Yeah, it's just.
Whatever the strawberry is, throwing it off.
I don't like that cream flavor. I don't like that.
The blue is really
It's
good.
way too artificial for me.
Yeah, the
it
blue
tastes
is
like
really
a
good.
bad marshmallow
Cotton
or something.
candy chapstick. That's what I get.
Cotton candy
Yeah,
chapstick.
no, that's
Yeah,
what got
that's
me.
That's
the
very
smell.
specific.
Yeah,
How many
cotton
girls you
candy.
been kissing with cotton candy chapstick?
Dude, we went to the same high school. Bro.
Okay, that's true. I remember girls used to like, and it was like a tackle box.
Yep.
And it opened up with all the different, like the soda flavors.
Dr.
Box.
Pepper and all.
Carson asked me for that, so I have to go to CVS.
I got Bryce
He
Bob.
wanted some Dr. Pepper. He said, "Can I get some soda flavored lip balm?"
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
And I
Bryce
was
got
like,
the Baja Blast
"Did he get it?"
flavor. But I remember girls back in the day putting the Dr. Pepper
Oh, the real
flavor. I did enjoy the Dr. Pepper. But these are dog shit.
The doc.
I love them. I love, like I said, I love gummies. I couldn't tell a distinction between the flavors. It was literally just like sweet and creamy. That's all I tasted. That's what they used to call me in high school.
That's my nickname, Sweet and Creamy.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
But I will give those like,
You like me a lot.
I do. The texture's a little off of what I prefer my gummies to be. So for that, I'm gonna give them a 7.
I got the texture was like peach ring for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
but close, but not quite.
I mean, I'm just saying, tart and chewy gummy halo sweet tarts, blue punch strawberries and cream. They're a 1 for me. I ate a couple of them trying to get
And they
give
tried-
them a chance, but I like it. Like you guys were saying, like to me, the flavors they're not good. It's not a good combination. The cream is very overpowering.
It is.
It's very, very overpowering.
Really?
Yeah.
I get a little bit of that blue punch is good. Like you get the tart because it's sweet and tart. I get it. And if they could have just not put them in the same ring, I would have given a much better score. But I'm just not. I'm not there.
To each their
But
own.
and you know it had all the potential in the world. I thought it could have been good.
I mean, you look at the package, it's like, dude, these are going to be bomb.
Yeah.
Like, these are going to be the truth. And they lie. Lies.
The lies you tell.
Well, I do want to play this
easy
just
one.
because we were talking about it. And
What is this?
From The Simpsons.
Wilman and the Burns had done it. The power plant had won it. With Roger Clemens calling
No.
Hold on.
Okay.
so tragic illness.
We want to take this chance to thank everybody for watching Sports Bites tonight.
most definitely.
Thanks for tuning in. We do this for you, for our fans. I'd like to thank the members of SportsBites podcast. Don Tro,
Thank you, Josh.
Josh, and Jay.
Thank you, James, for being our number one
Thank you.
message board person
Keeping
tonight.
us engaged the whole time.
Oh, it's fine. You guys busy tonight? It's fine.
But for real, we want to thank everybody for being a part of this. Thank you all so much for being a part of the Sports Bites family. Thank our guy Josh from behind the scenes, keeping us rocking and rolling. You guys are great. Remember, keep hitting that like and keep sending those shares out there. Get these subscribers up so we can do these giveaways. We got a lot of big things coming up. Thank you all so much for being a part of the Sports Bites family. And with that, we are Sports Bites, your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds.
Sports.
And snacks.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. We love you. Dude, she totally
Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag.